Got a lot of apologies to make.
Yes, Tony, you do have a lot of apologies to make. Let's start with Iron Man 2. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bizkit. This is my first time doing a review, especially on a movie. I haven't done one at all, so I'm willing to accept any constructive criticism as I can get. If you liked the review, please tell me what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, please let me know what you didn't like about it so I can improve on my upcoming other reviews, including the Man of Steel review. Can't wait for that. But anyway, let's get started. Alright, Iron Man 3. I gotta say, this movie is awesome. It is awesome. You know why? Because it completely demolishes and crushes the previous Iron Man movie, which was Iron Man 2. No, not the Avengers, Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was garbage, I gotta say. And this one just made you forget about Iron Man 2. And that's what I like about the movie. Besides that, there was a lot of action, all that other good stuff. The plot was awesome. And yeah. So, let me first talk about the story a little bit. Now, I know I'm going to spoil a few things, but it's not really that much of a big spoiler. Like, it's not going to ruin the whole movie for you. Just a little bit. I'm just only going to be talking about the beginning and what's going on throughout the movie, basically. So, basically, for the first 10 minutes of Iron Man 3, Tony Stark recalls an event that happened to him before Iron Man 1, which he went to a party, or New Year's Eve party in Switzerland in 1999, and met this scientist called Maya Hansen. I think that's her name. I can't remember. For those of you that do not know, she is the inventor of Extremis. Now, I highly recommend that you read the comic book Extremis, or Iron Man Extremis, because there's going to be a lot of references from that comic in this movie. Actually, I think this whole movie is based on that comic, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, Extremis is a virus. I think it is a virus, which allows you to recover crippled injuries, which means if I cut my arm off, and I inject myself with that same cut-off arm, well, not the arm that already fall out of my, body, but my shoulder, if I just inject myself with that, my disabled arm will grow back to normal, which means I just grew an arm. That's basically what Extremis is about. So, they were having a conversation with Maya Hansen, Tony Stark was having a conversation with Maya Hansen. They were, having a good time. Obviously, Tony Stark trying to be a playboy and trying to seduce Maya. But before that happened, he came across a disabled scientist called Outrich Killiam. You know what? I'm just calling him Killiam because I can't even pronounce his first name. And offers them a place in his company called Advanced Idea Mechanics, which is called, in short, AIM. But he turned down his offer. So, basically, it's one of those moments where Tony Stark remembered something and he kind of regrets the events of that, but I'm going to get to that later. So, years later, after the events of Avengers, Tony Stark is having probably panic attacks because of the events that happen in the Avengers. If you haven't seen the movie The Avengers, then just go see it. But basically, I'm going to just say this. He saves everybody from a nuclear missile, but he actually went into outer space, stood there for at least like 10 seconds before he fell back down to Earth. I don't know how is that a traumatic experience, unless probably this is the first time he ever witnessed death, or almost near-death experience. But I know that this actually has a strong effect on Tony Stark in this movie, because now, in this movie, he is restless. He's barely having enough sleep. He's been building a lot of Iron Man suits, which in the movie, he doesn't really give you a reason why he does it. He just says, oh, it's just a hobby, basically. So that's about it. And he's been having distant relationships with Pepper, which, if you guys didn't know, they've been starting going out in Iron Man 2 or in Iron Man 1. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, that's basically it. And then you have the antagonist, which is the Mandarin, who is a terrorist and launching a lot of bombs everywhere in the United States, which leaves the government in question because they don't have enough evidence to find this man and stop him. You basically have him just sending you messages, or sending the US messages saying, oh, we will destroy America, that America is the tyrants, or blah, 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 shit like that. So basically, that's probably the whole story in a nutshell. I'm not really going to go deep into that because I'm going to spoil spoil a lot of things. So yeah, that's basically the story in a nutshell. So let me just talk about this real quick. A lot of people hate this movie because of the way the Mandarin looks. I gotta say, in my complete honest opinion, I think the Mandarin, or the Mandarin, whatever the hell you pronounce it, I think I'm pronouncing it right, but to you guys, it's probably, I'm not. But anyway, I think the Mandarin looks good for this movie. And his role in this movie is good and perfect. Only for this movie, not for the comics, because you guys gotta remember, they are taking some ideas based on the comics and they making their own version of it. Just like Christopher Nolan is making his own version of Batman and Superman, just like other people making their own versions of other series like Oz and Lord of the Rings or Hobbit, stuff like that. So if you guys really hate the movie just because the way the Mandarin looks, then I gotta say, just shut up, honestly. In my honest opinion, I may be offending you in any way, I apologize, but really, just shut up. How can a movie suck so much for you just because of somebody else's look? Really? I mean, so you mean to tell me you're gonna ignore all the action scenes, you're gonna ignore the good story development and character development, by the way, the good plot twist, maybe, maybe not, and all that stuff just because one character looks bad. Really? I'm sorry, just shut up, honestly. But then again, I can understand your reasons for hating the way how the Mandarin looks, because it's kind of weird how he went from this to this. So yeah, you can notice the difference right there. But I gotta admit, now that I'm looking at the picture, it really looks funny. It truly does. But really, just don't think the movie is horrible just because the way how the Mandarin looks. I mean, look at the Joker from The Dark Knight. I really did not like the way how the Joker looked in The Dark Knight. But the actor, he did a great job doing that role, which made me forget how the Joker looked in that movie. And I find that as a good thing. And the same thing with the Mandarin. He was so good that it made me forget about it. It truly did. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on this whole Mandarin argument. Like, dude, just watch the movie. It's a good movie and just shut up, honestly. I mean, I don't mean to say it like that in a rude way, but yeah, just watch the movie and shut up, please. Please, man. Please. It's not a terrible movie, goddammit. But anyway, I got a list right here doing, or at least saying, the advantages and disadvantages of the movie and my thoughts on it. First, let me talk about the good things, which is the advantages of the movie. Number one, they reference a lot of the Avengers and other movies. In the movie, Tony Stark's, or the reason Tony Stark is having, a lot of anxiety or depression or a lot of stress is because of the events of the Avengers. And I don't know if you saw the trailer, he mentioned that nothing has been the same since New York. Basically, he's referencing his adventure in New York, which was the Avengers film. Am I right? So yeah, basically he didn't like the fact that he almost had a near-death experience. He almost lost Pepper. He basically almost risked his life to save everybody. He didn't like that idea, so he's been having a lot of sleep issues, a lot of depression, and shit like that. I do remember in the movie also they referenced the movie Thor. I don't remember exactly who said it, but they mentioned that ever since the big guy with the hammer landed down here, a lot of people are having crazy thoughts about aliens. So yeah, they referenced the movie Thor. Awesome. I wish a lot of movies would reference other movies, but apparently not a lot of movies do that. But that's what I find that's a good thing about this movie. Now, number two, there is more action scenes than part 1 and 2. Part 1 had, I think, 3. If you count the one in Afghanistan, the fight in Afghanistan as an action scene, then yeah, there's 3 action scenes. For number 2, there's only been 2, which was the Whiplash's fight in the racetrack and the end, the end movie, which is War Machine and Iron Man against an armored Whiplash, which I gotta admit, the ending to that was so anticlimactic. I wish they extended the fight, but apparently they didn't. So I'm left with the trash of Iron Man 2. But yeah, in Iron Man 3, there's approximately, I think, 5 action scenes. I'm not sure. I think it's 4, but there's 5 probably action scenes. I mean, they're all awesome. I'm not really gonna describe them all because it's gonna require me to spoil a lot of things, or at least describe a lot of events that seems very important for the movie, and I don't really want to ruin it for you guys. So I highly suggest you watch this movie and watch the action scenes, because those action scenes, especially the end of the movie, is awesome. I gotta say, it is awesome. And third and last good point is good plot twists. There is a very good plot twist that happens, I think, towards the end of the movie. And I gotta admit, I did not see this coming. I really did not see this coming. I did know who the bad guys were, but I did not see this particular plot twist coming. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are probably wondering what is so good about this plot twist? What is the plot twist? I'm not going to describe it because I'm going to ruin a lot of things for you. So basically, yeah, those are my advantages. As for my disadvantages, this is my number one disadvantage and bad thing about this movie. The destruction of Tony's house. First off, I do not like the fact that Marvel, or whoever made the movie, decided to put the destruction of Tony's house as a trailer. That should have never been in the trailer. That moment was a turning point for Tony's life, and they showed it in the movie. So having that as part of the trailer really ruins the suspense, the surprise feeling of that. And not to mention the fact that it was his house, home of a lot of Iron Man armor, and you saw all those armors getting destroyed. Why would you show that in the trailer? That's my number one on it. My number two on it is how the house got destroyed. Now, let me just spoil this one little thing, because this actually pissed me off in the movie. This one little thing. You know why they destroyed Tony's house? Because Tony Stark talked on live television. He was sending death threats to the terrorists, which is the Mandarin himself, saying that I am not afraid of you, that you can come after me all you want. Just come after me. I am not afraid of you. And he literally gave his home address on live television. Are you damn serious? Why on earth would you give your home address? He gave him his telephone number and his home address. Are you serious? Why would you do that? And to a terrorist too. Why would you do that? Is so stupid. That is the most stupidest thing a superhero has ever done in my life. Or at least from what I've read and watched. That is the most stupidest thing. Why would you do that? And they never really thoroughly explain why Tony did that. Basically, this is just Tony being retarded, in my opinion. Oh my god. I'm just done talking about this because I can go on about this for like 4 straight minutes and I don't want to. So anyway, the second disadvantage and bad thing about this movie is Tony's armor. Now, this isn't really much of a spoiler, but I just want to get this out of my chest. Tony's armor breaks a lot in this movie. And it's surprising because if you watch part 1 and 2, it is a very hard... Breaking Tony's armor is very hard. And I don't know how the hell can his armor break that much. I've seen that thing get run over by a truck and that thing is in pieces. Why is it in pieces? Seriously. I thought that thing was titanium steel. Steel does not break that easily, Tony. I mean, come on. Oh my god. I can see why he makes so many armors, because they break so damn easily in the movie. And I don't know why they allowed that to happen. I guess just to even the playing field, because the enemy is really, really powerful. Not to mention the Mandarin is the arch enemy of Iron Man, so they're gonna have to step up their game a little bit, which is understandable. But still, having the armor break a lot? What the fuck? But anyway, speaking about armor, you remember in the trailer where he threw out his hand and I think the arm or the hand of the armor came to his hand and attached himself, like just magically and shit like that? The reason he did that is because he injected himself. Now, this is not a spoiler. You know why? Because they didn't explain this at all in the movie. He basically injected himself with this random thing, and he can now magically summon his armor towards him. But they never really explain what did he exactly inject himself, and how can he do all of that. They never they never really explained that. And that was something I hope they explained it, but they didn't. I don't know why. Which left me a little bit disappointed, to be quite honest with you. Really, it left me disappointed. Especially if they're going to use that trick throughout the movie. And they did. So, what the hell, man? Come on, explain us. This is a question now I have to ask myself and wait until the DVD comes out so I can watch the behind the scenes so I can get that idea of where they got that thing from. So, yeah. And as for my third disadvantage and bad thing about the movie, Tony Stark has had a lot of epic fails in this movie. But I mean a lot of epic fails. It's amazing how much he can fail in one movie. I mean, he has so many accidents with that suit. First off, the fact that he told his home address to a freaking terrorist. Are you fucking serious? Second off, his armor breaking so fucking easily. It's I don't know. You guys gotta watch the movie and just laugh at the epic fails that he do in that movie. Or he does in that movie. Sorry, my grammar's a little bit off. But yeah, he does a lot of epic fails, man. It's funny. It's hilarious, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, those are my good and bad things about the movie. If I had to rate this movie, what would I give it? So, originally, it was supposed to be a 10 out of 10. You know why? Because the armor thing and the epic fails that Tony have isn't really that much of a big deal. Really, is not really that much of a big deal. But the fact that he told his terrorist, or a terrorist, his home address, they blew up his house, and then after they blew up his house, he wonders, why did that happen? In the movie, he literally said it. I wonder why did this happen to me. Now, he didn't say the exact words, but he was wondering it. So, that just led me to drop one score, which is a 9 out of 10. It was going to be a 10 out of 10, a perfect 10 out of 10. But now it's a 9 out of 10. You know why? Because that one part I did not like. That one single part. I don't know, it's just stupid in my opinion. But anyway, that is my review on Iron Man 3. Sorry if the video is long. I hope you guys enjoy the review. If you want me to review any other movie, especially The Man of Steel, I am here to open some suggestions. But anyway, if you have any problems with this review, please let me know. If I'm stuttering a lot, I apologize. It's because, I don't know, it's just something I do a lot in my videos, so I really can't help it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know. What did you enjoy about the video? Did you think the video was funny? Let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, this is Bizkit. I gotta say, Iron Man is awesome. Please go see it. It's in theaters right now, and peace out, bitches!